Hi everybody. Hi Komal. Good to see you online. Hi Rashi. Hi. How are you, Rashi? I'm seeing you after a very long time. Active. Hi Varun. Hi Bhavna. Good to see you guys. You're all lined up today for an interview with me on Candid with Ankit Nagpal. Hi Mayank. So, guys, Candid with Ankit Nagpal is a series which has been on, and this weekend we had specially chosen for a special segment which was called as Glory of Pageants. And we had very renowned guests with us even yesterday, like Dipali Fundanis. I had with me various other guests like Divya Jain. I had Jagnoor Aneja. And so are we lined up today with Resham Chawla, who's the director for Curves Alive, and we'll be starting anytime soon. Thanks, Mayank. Okay, so I see Resham online, and let's just add her on. Thanks, Noreen, for the compliment. Thank you so much. Hi, Resham.
Hi Ankit, how are you? Good to see you
Very
after
well,
so
very
long.
absolutely. We're catching after a very long time. How are you doing?
All well. I hope
Absolutely.
everything.
Can
Yeah.
Yeah, all good. Absolutely well. Um, I see all the guests joining in. I see Shania also and some other people I know. Am I audible, Resham, to you? Am I
Yeah.
audible?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
Fantastic. So, like I always say, we do a mic testing. I'm doing a video testing. Let me just check if we are both visible because I often get complaints that sometimes I'm half cut or a guest is half cut on the
Right.
screen.
Right.
Good, perfect. So, we are all good.
Yeah. Fine. I can see you as well. All nice
Fantastic. Great.
shirt.
Sorry, come again?
I said you're all nice and fresh in a white shirt.
Yeah, pretty much. Just that my hair have gone haywire. They're too long. मैंने pony भी बनाई हुई है यार पीछे. So Resham, I think your voice is a little थोड़ा सा less audible. I think your volume and all is all okay, right? You'll have to be a little
Just
louder. I think थोड़ा सा.
is it better now?
Much
Better?
better. Hi, Simon. Yeah, absolutely. So, welcome, Resham, to Candid with Ankit Nagpal. Welcome on
Thank
board.
you
Welcome for this
so
chat.
and I'm so glad. Like I was all waiting for this, and thank you so much for inviting me. In fact,
No, completely my pleasure, Resham. This was a segment, like I mentioned before you joined in, for all the people, all the well-known, renowned ones in the pageantry industry who have created their own name, who have created a platform for everybody. And I could not miss out on you because I know little bit of your journey, and it was good to have a chat with you here.
thank you so much.
So great, Resham. I'll tell you about this show. This is a show which is divided into three different segments. So we have
Okay.
one segment which is your professional bit, and we run it quite quickly with everything because we know we have a very limited timelines. And
Right.
then we have a little personal bit, and then we go on to the viewer's question.
Okay.
Great.
Thank
So, Resham, starting with you, of course, we have a lot of viewers who joined in. I would want to know, and many who do not know you as in one on one, will want to know a little bit about your journey, Resham. Since I know you, I had known you, if I'm not mistaken, I'd known you as a contestant in one of the pageants,
That was
where I was
2016. Way
2016, where I remember I was as a PR company managing the PR and I was in the jury, I think. and also in the grooming. So I had given a grooming session to you, as so technically you were my student that point in time, but you emerged amazingly. You emerged great in creating your own pageantry line and creating a own platform. So would you like to share a bit about Resham Chawla from 2016?
Yeah, definitely. See, when I entered into this in 2016, I already had in mind about my own concept and my own brand. So I just wanted to, see how it goes. So it was a very beautiful Delhi-based pageant. That was also, I think, Kavita Malhotra's first time when we entered in that, and
Yeah,
it was a great, great learning journey for me. So that was actually, the base I wanted to make for myself, and having groomers on board, including you, had helped me a lot that time. And then from there, I was a bit clear in my mind that how things go. And I had a nice experience there also. I was in the first 8 contestants, and I grabbed the title of Mrs. Impressive Persona, which further gave me a
nice.
boost, to, just go forward with my own thing.
Right.
So it started from there. Yes. And
Right.
just, yeah.
Right. So, Resham, you started as a contestant, like I mentioned, and you told me that it was a great boost for you. But from your journey coming from a contestant to a pageant owner, how was that journey? What was, I mean, were there any difficulties? Because it's not easy. Imagine you're a contestant in a show, and after a few months or a year's time, I don't know, around a year must be the gap. When did you start?
Yeah, just we finished with this pageant in February 2017, and I started my own in April itself.
Wow,
So
imagine.
yeah, because as I told you, I was a bit clear in my mind about starting my own, and this one was learning for me. And then yes, difficulties definitely, when you're at that side of the table, and then when you come this side, because being a contestant, it's all, you're served a platter. Everything has been told to you step by step, that you have to
Right,
do this, now you have to do this, and this time you have to do this, and you have to speak like this, and everything is, you just sit and relax as a student there. But
right,
then coming to this side, being a pageant owner or a organizer, it's like difficulties, yes, but then I think with a good vision that how you want to achieve it, and with a good team, definitely. The team is the main thing which matters. The right kind
right.
of people, if they're attached with you, then it goes quite smoothly. And touch wood, my first experience was very smooth, because I had all the best people in the industry who were in my team. And the grooming part, which I got from like my own pageant where I was a contestant, also helped me a lot.
Wonderful, wonderful. I think so. So, Desham, I think very important. I think that's a very important message you've given to everybody, that having a good team, and of course, that effort is very important, because a lot of people don't tend to realize that really a team does make a difference, but you need to have the right one. That's very important, of course, and the
And
journey
you must
makes a
always
difference.
start with the professionals. You must always
Yeah, yeah,
start,
absolutely.
because as for me, I was new in this profession. So I wanted all the people to guide me. I never took it as, it's my pageant, it's my brand name, or I'm the organizer, so I have to keep my head high, or I want to, because there also, when I started as a learner,
Right,
because all the people who were attached with me, the team were very professional and had been in this profession since, so many years. Like Rita
right.
Gangwani ma'am, Varun Kachal sir, you were already grooming like in so many pageants and all. So that really helped me, and I learned from the team as well.
Superb. Great words, Resham. And for the ones who've just joined in, I must mention that we have today with us Resham Chawla, and she's here on this show with Candid with Ankit Nagpal for a quick chat that we are having on pageantry. And she's the director for Curves Alive, and she's been involved with various pageants. And as a directorship, she's been in one of the organizer panels, and she's been handling this brand called Curves Alive. So Resham, while I introduced you now, where did this name come up? Curves Alive is a name which does it signify something as such? Because the name says curves, it says alive,
Yes.
it has its own meaning. But how? What did it come through your mind that you thought of this name?
It definitely has a big meaning, which is actually also attached to my own life, my own experiences. And women, when they come at this age, especially the Mrs. part I'm talking about, where once they're married, they raise their families and all, obviously your figures gets distorted and all, okay, but then this is a part of life. So what I experienced, like, I have always been working. I have been in an education line throughout my life. But those 8, 10 years when I had my kids and I was raising them, I forgot everything else and I just got engrossed in my family. So this time when somewhere in 2012, 13, when the fitness boom was coming up, especially
Yeah,
with women of this age, maybe 30, 35, 40, 40 plus, and they wanted to, get fitter. So I kept thinking of doing something glamorous for them, but at the same time, I also wanted the glam portion attached with fitness part, health part, in fact. So that time when I made up the team, I reached out to so many renowned names in the fitness industry also. So they were also attached to me that time. Like Mr. Manu Kalra was there. He is one of the brand ambassadors of Penkathan. Then other names were also there. So what I wanted was to give women a platform wherein they can come, take 3 to 4 months, and then they show some transformation being
right.
attached with my team. They show some transformation in their health, in their bodies, and then then after that they'll be walking the ramp, and then we'll be judging them on the transformation. So
Okay.
yeah, and the concept came out very well, because that time in Miss and Mrs. Glamfit, the very first pageant I did, my winner, she is a big fitness enthusiast. She was from Saharanpur, and she herself is a big fitness enthusiast, and she only won. So
Okay.
Curves Alive is a very delicate name, I could say, which every woman can relate to herself. That, being
Right.
fit, being your body's in shape is like all about keeping your curves alive, at the same time keeping your confidence build up.
Sure, sure. No, absolutely. In fact, if I go through your profile, you have been you have inclined towards fitness. Everything that you've done majorly, I've realized. When you say the word called glam fit, you had glam fit that had the word fit. When you had this curves alive, you had something to do with curves. So something to do with body type, something to do with
Right.
fitness, which has been kind of I would say, significance in your brand names and what you've been associated with. So, Resham, I must tell my viewers also, and this is something which is very a conversation, remember, between very you and me at that one point in time. When you met me for the first time, I remember after the
Yeah.
show,
Yeah.
this was, I think, somewhere in Barista, we met
April.
in Defense Colony.
April. Yeah.
Yes, and I remember where you had very, and I'm saying it as a compliment, and that's the time you told me that, Ankit, this is something, I want to do something in life. Like, I want to do something different. I want to make a platform for all the other women and I want to do something in the industry where I could give a first step to a lot of women I know who want to get into this industry
Right.
or want to get into pageantry, want to get into fashion, who wants to get into glamour, wants to get into fitness. And eventually you made that. Eventually you created that platform, which I was very proud of. And I've told you in different number of occasions. And today I've got this platform to tell you this, that I am being very, very proud of you for you to do that actually.
Thank you so much, Ankit. And you have been my strength, my backbone, I can say, throughout the journey from day one. Even before day one, I started my own thing. I had learned so much from your workshops and all also. So thank
Thank
you.
you, Resham. It's always very motivation. It's like a big motivation for one to hear this from someone. So Resham, coming on to the next point, and you've also been a part of Mrs. India as a state director,
Yeah.
uh, if I'm right with that fact also. So how was that journey? Like there you were a state director. The other things that you were doing over there, you were the director. You know,
Mhm.
you had probably, you were a decision maker, you wanted to do how you wanted to plan your pageant, but here
Right.
there were certain guidelines. You were a part of another brand where you were
Hmm.
a state director here. So how was that difference in terms of both the situations? Like, would you want to share that quickly with us?
Yeah, the very first year there was a huge difference because doing your own thing, you have all the liberty to do. Okay, you can take you are the decision maker, though the team also suggests you things. But here, I wasn't the decision maker. But yes, I said yes on doing Mrs. India Delhi NCR for Mrs. Dipali Fadnis, because when I checked out that brand, and when I checked out the kind of work she's already done, was immense and huge. And I myself, I was, looking forward for something that huge for
Right.
my own brand as well. So I thought that that's a very good platform to be attached. And moreover, she never did anything in Delhi. She did not knew anyone here. And if she's chosen me, seeing my previous work, then obviously there was something in that work. So that's why she chose me out of all the other pageant organizers.
Right.
And the journey was a little, I can say, a bumpy road, but then it ended up very well.
let's
And
let's 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 call it a curvy road now that you have curve
curvy
lives.
road, curvy road, and
Yeah.
when I got to meet a lot of new people from even from outside Delhi, and then yes, I learned a lot from them also, and keeping my foot down also, I did an excellent work for them. And as long as my national director was happy with me, I was more than happy then.
Superb, I think. But you've explored into different segments also, Resham. Like I said, that initially when you did that was GlamFit, then you
Yeah.
were involved with Curves Alive, then you were involved with Mrs. India, and then I think last that I remember where I was also involved there again as a jury and a groomer and PR was Manhunt India. So,
Manhunted.
which is completely male oriented, which is completely where the entire show is about men and about guys. So, anything about like anything about that segment of yours that you got involved with?
Yeah, as you were saying, Ankit, like I have, when I started, I said I was a fitness enthusiast that time, and I wanted women to add fitness to their glamour quotient also. So that was the Glam Fit, which is still like my brand under Curves Alive. I can do it
Yeah,
anytime. That included Miss and Mrs. Part. Then when I got the opportunity to do Mrs. India with Dipali Fadnis, that was a great experience. Again, a very good learning journey. And
yeah.
Mrs. India gave me a kick, you know, to hold on to my own decisions, first of all. And then as an organizer, because I knew that no one else can do it in Delhi. So in Delhi, I was the only one who was doing it. And then when Dipali again, she like, as I told you, because she liked my work, she pushed me ahead. So
Sure.
next year also the Mrs. India auditions and everything. And in the meantime, we got the opportunity of Manhunt, because it was a reviving pageant after 9 years. And again, she wanted someone to do it in Delhi. So I was the only one who she wanted me to, carry it on.
Right.
And
Right.
that was a very good experience, because, handling women, married women and unmarried men, it's a totally different. Though we had one or two contestants who were married, maybe from Bangalore or
Yeah.
something, but then there were young boys there. And, um, you know, uh, again, I would say the team effort, because if I say and I visualize myself doing or handling all the men alone from all over India, and teaching them and everything, it's very difficult. So there I
Right.
was just an organizer mainly. But then, yes, Dipali was throughout there. You were there. The whole team was there. We had such good workshops with Anuj Lalwani, with Mr. Sorry, the Voila
Varun.
brand. Yeah.
Abhishek.
So, yeah. Abhishek and all. So Manisha, as a fitness enthusiast, she was she was taking a workshop. So it was again a learning journey for me, and as well as for those young boys, for my contestants. Because even
Right.
today I see they ping me, thanks ma'am for this, thanks ma'am for that. Half my age, and then yes, but then handling those young boys was a task which we did.
But great, great, Resham. So you've had different variants in your journey. Like you rightly said, you've handled the men part of the glamour fashion side also, and even the women. And in fact, the names you mentioned, like Manisha, you've mentioned, Dipali. I had Dipali yesterday on my interview, on my chat show. I've had Manisha. So it's good. So a lot of viewers of mine who joined in, some of them are very regular with my show, and so they can connect with all these names because they've seen the chats that we've had, and now that we are having one with
Yeah.
you. So Resham, like I said, the journey has been, like you said, very curvy. But if you have to choose between, and if you want to revive something, would you, what is your preference? Would you want to do, would be the men's side of it, Mr. side of it will be your preference? Which is the show that you really enjoyed organizing it? Was it the Miss and the Mister, or was it the Mrs., or was it only the Mister? Because you've done all segments.
See, I have
But choose
different
one, huh? Don't give me no
I have
diplomatic answers.
I have different experiences with Miss, Mrs. and Mr. All three. But yes, if I have to choose one, I'll again choose Mrs. Because
Mrs.
yeah, because that is one part where every time I have also learned so much from them. I had contestants who were elder to me, though they were those kinds who had never been out of their home, or but then they have their own experiences.
Sure.
Experiences come with age as well. It's just nothing like if you're working you're more experienced, and if you're a housewife you're not much experienced. So definitely
Right.
I would choose Mrs., because this is the main segment where I myself want to bring some changes in. And when after the pageant you see a few of your winners or your contestants doing something for themselves, you feel really happy. I'll share one experience. I had a contestant from a very remote area in Haryana, and she
Okay.
used to tell me that, yeah, she used to tell me that they had like this much gungat all the time. But
Okay.
then she was, but the family background was open enough to send her. She came to me to meet me once or twice before enrolling with her husband and all. But then, if I see the transformation in her today, she's heading more than 50 women there. Like, she's getting into politics in her own, so-called gown.
Really?
So,
That is
yeah,
something I also didn't know. Wow.
yeah. And, you know, it's not only that stepping in this profession or stepping on the ramp, or you just walk the ramp and again you want to do only the fashion shows and all, because every woman, I believe, has a different diva in herself. So
True.
yeah, so whatever her aspirations has been, whatever her passions has been, it could be, even running a play school after taking a part in a pageant, or it could be running a cookery show, or anything. It's just that confidence has to come up. So
True.
once you have that confidence level in you, you can achieve anything. So I would go with
I
the Mrs. part only, because that is the main segment I want to bring changes in, especially in our country. We need it.
Nice. I must tell my viewers also this because, of course, this was my experience also for the first time that I realized one thing that, when we see these Mrs. pageants and we see Miss pageants, we see the winners get a crown. They've been crowned with as being a winner or a first runner up or a second runner up. But in a manhunt, I have never. I mean, I'm telling you, this was unique for me also to have, yeah, to have a crown for men. And they were quite nice. I mean, I loved the crown that you guys have all had organized, and I think that was a great concept to have crowns for even men.
Yeah, and that concept came because our manhunt winners were kings for us.
Oh
We
wow,
didn't
okay.
want only the titles or the sachets or anything. We had to promote them internationally as kings from India. So
Oh, superb. Okay.
that's why we planned crowns for them.
That's where it comes from. So, Resham, my questions are all always very different with all my guests. They are never similar to each other. But there is one question because it has been from the pageantry line and one segment has been common for all. This is one question I've been asking everybody to get a fair sense of, honesty because the show is called as being candid. So I expect an honest answer there from everybody. And so this common question that is coming to you is that does beauty pageants give you work? Do they really give you work? Because a lot of pageants promote themselves saying we'll give you music albums, we'll give you ads, we'll make a career out of you. Matlab, they make it so big that they make it feel as if, that uh, uh, once you do my pageant, you've made a name in the industry. But is that true? I can understand a pageant can give you recognition. But my specific question is, does it really give any contestant work?
See, as you're saying, Ankit, definitely it gives you recognition, it gives you confidence, then it gives you your own personality enhancement, wherein you can go and choose any field of your own. Like I said, you can, if there's a cook inside you, you can start with a cookery business, or if you want to start with with doing something with kids, if you're passionate about them, if you want to be a designer or be a in the makeup line, be a makeup artist and all. But then yes, work as in if you're talking about Bollywood, it's very difficult. It
No,
is very
not
difficult.
Bollywood in general. Generally, does pageants give work,
General work, no, we do
or it
not
is just a
work
way
for
of
many.
promotion to? It
So
is just a way of
none of,
promotion to get contestants.
yeah, it's only a fake promotion, I would say, because as pageant organizers or pageant directors, okay, we do have quite good links where we can forward them. Like we can always tell them to go to this audition or that audition, wherein we know that it is authentic enough. But then
Right.
there are a lot of fake things also, except if you're not in Mumbai, throughout all over India, it's always 80% fake and 20% maybe
Right.
authentic. But yes, personally, being in this profession in so many years, even we have a lot of common circle, and we know so many music directors, and we know so many small scale producers and all. So we can forward those contacts to them, and we
So
can.
you're saying there's never a commitment as such, but it can be forwarded to the right people. I mean, at least references can work.
Yes, again, I would share my experience. In my glam fit, there was a 18-year-old girl who was the winner, and she was too enthusiastic to get into Bollywood. And her mother has a salon at a very good level, and she used to keep pinging me like, "Ma'am, please, aap bata do." And then now that she has won the crown, now she can go ahead and work in Bollywood as well. So I was like, no. And especially a girl of 18, 19 years, I would not take that kind of risk in committing
Yeah,
false to her and sending her in wrong hands and all. So no.
sure.
And yeah, pageants are limited to pageants only, and that kind of work is like, you check out your own where the auditions are happening and all. But then, yes, if we have good contacts and authentic, we do definitely forward it to our contestants.
Okay, I think quite fair enough in terms of your answer. And while we were chatting, I had Dr. Varun Katyal who joined in, and he wrote a very sweet message writing that you've been one of the best organizers till date that he's worked with. And
Thank you, Dr.
I kind of agree with him. I second that thought. I saw Manisha also, in fact, joining in. So that's been great because I quite agree with Varun. You've been quite a comfortable person to work with. You know your goals. You've known your what you want to get out of the pageant, how you want to get it done. So you are quite pre-concept. You have a pre-concept with your entire show, and you work on that, which is a compliment I like to give while Varun said this for you. This has been really great, actually. So,
Thank you so much, Dr. Varun Katyal. And even, it's always vice versa. And because you felt I was comfortable to work with, it was the same thing with me also. So
no,
I am
absolutely. I think
very
Manisha has
proud
written
of,
this.
yeah, Manisha, I can see she's writing as well. Hi, Manisha.
So great.
Her workshop
So
in
yeah,
Manhunt was blasting. The
oh
way
yeah,
she carried out.
she has some another kind of energy in her. I don't know where she gets it from. So I had a wonderful time having a chat with her on my show, and of course I asked her this question. I wanted to ask that why are you? Her name is Tufani Manu. So I was asking how are you so Tufani? I know the energy that she has in her, and but yeah, I think soon Manisha, you'll be a TikTok star also now. She's
Yeah,
become so active on that.
very dedicated, because
Oh
I
yeah,
know
full
her
on.
more than, I think, 8, 10 years now. And way back when she won her own fitness pageant, I knew her since then. And she has, been so energetic always, and she's too dedicated. That's why, like, she's achieved so much.
So rightly said, I think Resham, like you said, that your team should be very important. Your line of groomers should be very important. So Manisha has been one of them. Varun has been one of them. So it has been, you've had a great journey there. At least you've been blessed having the right people in your team, which has made it a success. But let me ask you something very controversial, probably. Uh, I'm telling you, you're on a show which says candid, so your questions will be a little controversial as well. So I hear stories. I have been judging a lot of shows. I have been into grooming. I have my own ethics about some things which I follow. But there are some shows. There are somewhere. There are rumors. There are sometimes honestly. Sometimes things do come out in all straightforwardness. I mean, in all those situations, are pageants fixed? Do pageants are they fixed? And do you think? Obviously, I mean, I don't need to ask this question. I don't think it's very fair enough to say that it is fair or good. But are they fixed? Number one, do you feel that they are, or you think that it is just a rumor?
I think it's more of a rumor, but then in today's date, if we check out, even like only in our city, only in Delhi, if I say, there are so many pageants coming up, and they do not have a level. You know, they're just charging 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, and they're making the women walk, and they're charging them so much more to, because those women are too enthusiastic about just walking a ramp wearing a nice outfit by a designer and all. So in that case, if I say that that kind of an organizer who's you know doing a show at that kind of a level can ask a woman to pay more, that kind of a thing. But otherwise, if you go to a good level, it's all very well planned with good sponsors and all the good team attached. So it's not fixed.
It's not fixed. Okay, so quite answered quite candidly that, Resham. So Resham, I'll go from your professional side to you a little bit on the personal side of you. And I have a connecting question, because there is a question I feel we should connect from one segment to the other. So this is my connecting question from that segment to your personal side of you. Doing pageants, you are a person who's doing pageants, I believe, has to be very strong headed. That person has to be a very dominating kind of a person. Because you have to dominate a lot of people at that point of time. You cannot be lenient. So is Resham Chawla also very dominating in her personal life?
In personal life, okay, again, you have connected it, no? Personal life,
Yes,
if I say I'm a very dominant person, yes.
you
But
are.
yes, I am very particular about things actually. If I want a certain thing this way at my place with my kids or with my husband, I want it this way only. So that kind, and they're used to it. Maybe they don't take it as I am dominating them. They take it as my own nature, and now they understand that it's for their own good if I'm, forcing them to do something like that. But yes, I am very
See
strong
that,
headed.
Resham, for that I'll have to interview your husband for that. He may have a different view on that.
अब उसको आदत हो चुकी होगी. I think it's almost 2 years now.
Oh, that's different. वो different problem है. He has no choice. He's like, अब मुझे आदत हो
He
गई है.
has no choice.
But
Actually, he has no choice. Apart from what I'm saying. And I'm very strong-headed as well. In personal life also, if I want to complete a certain task at this time, and if I want to, do this and do that after this, maybe I have a vision to do something else after a year. Maybe I keep on working on that and then I do it gradually. But yes, that way I'm dominant in my own
you are.
personality, and I am strong-headed doing it. And if you're connected to my professional life, I'm totally opposite, because I have a very honey-like sweet nature as well. If you can, if I can say that bit from my own mouth, because I cannot be rude to anyone, first of all, and I think you only once said that you have to keep a little foot down in front of your contestants. You cannot take them, they cannot take you for granted every time and all.
Absolutely.
But then I've always been very nice, maybe more than 1,000 women circle if I have in today's date, because of these pageants and all. Everybody can relate to me as their friend, not as their
No, but
organizer or as ma'am or.
but that's where I agree with
I don't
you.
want that.
That's where I agree with you. In fact, I think Rashi has also mentioned that for you, that you're a very sweet person, and
Thank you, Rashi.
Ashish has been sending great messages for us. But there, I agree with you that you cannot be much rude. I've seen you with your contestants. You're more like you're more like a friend. That is my personal view as well. You're more like a friend to them. You're more like a friend, more like a family. In fact, I think people, I mean, I'm taking this public platform also to say that people, I think, have also taken you for granted sometimes, because of that. And I have seen contestants also sometimes who have who have, we've had all experiences in different
Yeah,
shows. I think in
that's
one of your show, I remember one contestant just disappeared. I mean, she just,
yeah.
remember, I think that happened once. So I think these all experiences come in all time while you're doing the show.
Hmm. These all experiences came, and I took it very positively. Also, because I would say that my team was so supporting, and that's why I could, pull it off that way with bad experiences also.
Wonderful. So I'm going to take some quick questions with you, Resham. Very quick, like it's more like a rapid fire, a slow rapid fire right now, but then we'll have a rapid fire when we come to real
I hope
rapid
you're not
questions.
carrying the real gun, Ankit.
No, not really. Don't worry. But I'll check my mic and all everything up because I always tell, sometimes I give sometimes I tell my contestants कि जब टाइम लेना हो ना स्टेज पे सोचने के लिए तो बोल दो सर I could not hear your question. Can you please repeat your question?
Mhm.
So you can't do that with me. So that trick is already like kind of demolished.
Fine,
So
no problem.
somebody's
As
written,
per
Ashish has
as
written
said.
some.
Mhm.
Ashish written something. एक होता है जैसे कुछ अचीव नहीं होता और तो वो शो के बारे में या एब्सोल्युटली आशीष ऐसा जरूर होता है. I completely agree with you. So Resham, do you like cooking or do you refrain from cooking? You're a person who loves cooking.
I love to cook, and I have been cooking during the lockdown. But otherwise, I have a cook at home, so I don't cook regular stuff. But yes, I love to cook new dishes for my kids.
And what's your favorite cuisine?
Indian.
Indian. And any role model that you would like to mention, that somebody you really appreciate, somebody you really respect, and you want to take this platform to say a few words for him or her?
Sorry, I didn't get you. Like which platform? Over what
Any
platform?
platform, any role model in your life, someone you really appreciate or look up to.
See, as I told you before, I am a strong headed woman, and I've always done what I felt is good for me. So I think I'm my own role model.
Okay,
I'm the
great.
only one
Uh,
who can convince me in doing whatever I want to do. So
Super,
I'm my
fair
own role
enough.
model.
Fair enough. Any experiences, any regrets, Resham, from the past that you would like to change if you're given an opportunity?
No, I have a blessed life throughout. No such experiences that I would like to change. But yes, in future, yes, I would like to bring a lot of positive changes for myself.
Okay. So Resham, I've met your family. I've met, you've got two lovely daughters. I've met your husband also. So how has their support been all throughout in your personal and a professional side of it, like majorly professional? Have they been supportive? What's the kind of support you've got from them?
Yeah,
Because I
totally.
believe that's very important.
Yeah, that is very important. Totally supportive, especially my husband, and you know him so well. He's such a chilled out person. And even my daughters also, like, they always appreciate whatever I do. So they
Okay,
have always
great.
been supportive and in whatever I've done.
So Resham, how have you been called at home? Do you have a pet name? Do you have another name at home which you'd like to know?
Reshu, Reshu.
That's
That's
what
my,
you are addressed as.
yeah. And my elder sister is 12 years elder to me. She always calls me Motu. I've always been
Motu.
the chubby one. So yeah, a lot of people in my family, for them, I'm still Motu.
Okay, so Reshu, you have been doing uh, events which are to do with fitness, and so
Mhm.
it is anyway a good inspiration that way that you have worked on yourself, and you are saying that you have been a little chubby, but you've still worked on that side of yours, and you've given a platform for many others. So I must appreciate you for that. And
Thank you.
so Resham, um, quickly, now this comes to a rapid fire, of course, because till now what I asked you, you still got time. But now you have to answer two, three questions, which are going to be very quick. So,
Okay.
Resham, I'm going to give you one word,
Mhm.
and you have to give me in reply one word that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Okay. So, for example, if I say, I say needle, so somebody would think of thread. Something very quick, but one word. No descriptions allowed.
Okay.
So, the first word that I'm going to put to you is pollution,
Delhi.
police,
Pathetic.
piercing,
Trendy, but not for me.
rain,
Sorry.
rain,
I love it. I love it.
remote.
Always in my hands.
Okay, that was fun. A quick one. So, Resham, the other one which comes to you is I want you to spell your brand name backwards. How do you
Okay.
spell curve? Curves.
S E
Quick.
SEVRUC.
And alive?
EVILA. Right?
Okay, you were good. You were absolutely fine. You were bang on that. So, Resham, coming on to lockdown, before we go to our viewers' question, coming on to your lockdown side of it that we are all going through during this pandemic, I have two quick questions to ask you. One question that I want to ask you is, if any message you want to give to all the viewers, uh, to during this pandemic, during this virus, during the lockdown, number one. Number two, I would like to know that what are your plans post lockdown? What are your plans once the life is back on its own track, like it used to be, which I'm hoping should happen soon? Uh, how do you see? I mean, are you planning to have something new? Are you planning to launch something? What's your plan? What's on your cards? So first, a message that probably let's hear first your future plans, and then let's have a message from you for everybody for the lockdown.
Okay. So first, about the future plans, a lot of people who know me, they know that I'm planning to move abroad by next year. So that is still on. Let's see, like how God like plans it for us. And before that, also, see, I am not the kind of person to sit at home. So I have been doing something or the other. I just completed a few teaching line courses and as a trainer courses and all. So I started some online classes for IELTS training. So I'm keep myself busy with that. Then yes, definitely post lockdown, once everything comes to normal, and if you can do an event, I am also planning to do something for kids, some event for
Okay.
kids. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's yes, maybe another 3 to 6 months, between 3 to 6 months. But yes, I'm planning to do something for kids because
Okay. Interesting. And
once you're in this profession, you just cannot disappear, and then you come back with some new idea or something like that. So I want to keep on doing something or the other. That's it.
sure.
And yes, last time when I met Dipali, if she's here with us or no, I don't know. So we planned that once I move out, we'll be doing something we'll be taking Mrs. India with Dipali Fadnis abroad as well.
Internationally. Superb. That would be good for all the contestants who participate because that would be genuine and that would be a platform that we'll be giving. So, any lockdown message that you like to give, Resham, for everybody during the lockdown, what they can do or how they can pass through it, this entire situation that we are in?
See, if I see the situation today, yes, though the lockdown is being opening from tomorrow or maybe next week, but yes, people are quite scared still, and the situation can go bad again. So it's better to stay safe. It's better to keep your mind also very strong and positive, and for that, do a like physical routine. Keep one physical routine for yourself, and even if you've started working and you've started going out, maybe from 8th of June, everybody would start going out as well. So,
Yeah.
but then keep proper precautions.
Okay, wise advice, Resham. So I'll go to the viewers' question, and after that, we have a small little contest that we'll have for all the viewers who've been watching you from while we started. So Resham, before we go there, it is mandatory, and it is you have no choice, unfortunately, but you have to sing a song for us.
This is something I can never do, because
हो ही
I'll
नहीं
tell you
सकता. I mean,
something.
it can't happen.
I will,
There is no choice.
I am the worst singer in this world, Ankit. I'm telling you. Recently,
No
I've been
problem.
trying. I cannot sing. I can do some
I'll put a caution under your once I share it on social media. I'll put a caution that hear it on your own risk. But we'll have to hear
yes.
one or two lines from you.
I think
Everybody has done that.
because my friends know what I've been doing in an app, so we just make fun of each other. That's it. Yes, my husband is an excellent singer. He's getting first rank, second rank there, but singing is not
Sorry,
my.
but I mean, I have viewers who are saying, "Come on, ma'am," and I've had Diwali to sing. I've had everybody to sing here. I've had everybody to sing a song. So let's have a line, one line probably from you.
Okay. Any song, any particular song?
Anything. If I tell you that, wo to, you may not know the lyrics. Anything that you like.
Okay. दिलबर मेरे कब तक मुझे ऐसे ही तड़पाओगे, मैं आग दिल में लगा दूंगा यूं कि पल में पिघल जाओगे, एक दिन आएगा प्यार हो जाएगा, मैं आग दिल में लगा दूंगा यूं कि पल में पिघल जाओगे.
Oh, wonderful, Resham. Why were you suspecting that you're not a good singer? You are a good singer.
Because the world.
No. You sang pretty well. I'm sorry I lost your voice towards the end, but you sang pretty well. Nice voice. Somebody, in fact, is saying that we are all getting good comments. Suddenly, the comments have started flowing in
Thank you, Rashi. Thank
after your
you.
singing. So great, Resham. I have this viewer's question that I have with me. Then I'll go on to the contest. And I must tell you about my partners and my associate, which I'll mention after the viewer's question, because they are the ones who are supporting this show, and we'll be sending gift hampers to the winners. So my first viewer question that comes to me is, let me read that out from. There is this question that has come from Parul, and she has asked me this that uh, uh, okay, so first okay, the question that she has asked, Resham, is that there are a lot of women who have dreams to come into a pageantry line, prove themselves, come out of that cocoon, and to be a part of pageants or modeling or fashion industry. But sometimes their family is not very supportive. Sometimes, even if their family is supportive, they are scared to take the first step, to go ahead and make their own identity. So the question that has come to you is that what is the first step, or what is the advice that you would like to give to them that they can take the first step to this, to come out of that cocoon?
See, the first step already they have taken. It's their mental belief that they have to go out like that about their
Can't
passion.
hear you.
Can you hear me? Can I speak now? Can you hear me, Ankit?
Yeah, now I can hear you. You still have to repeat your answer,
Yeah.
please.
So, Ankit, the first step I'm telling you is she has already taken. A woman just thinking that, okay, my family is not going to support me, but I have to go out there and it's my passion. It's for myself that I have to do it. So, mentally, she has already taken the first step. Then, after this, now it's time to encourage her family, which she can do with our support as well. We can, talk to her family, talk to her husband, and try to convince him about the authenticity of the place where, she'll be coming for the pageant and everything. Because, at times when women do not move out of their family for years and years, um, they have some, their families have some mental blockage about it, that okay, then she cannot go and do anything like that. But Parul, if I have to tell you, if she has thought about it, that's a great achievement in itself. Then she has to go out and convince her family.
Okay. Okay. I hope she's hearing this, and I'm going to share this on all my social media. So I'm sure this message will go to her. So second question, Resham, I have a question from Ashish also, which I'll take after this. So Resham, the second question I have right now to ask you is that you said that very important to have a good jury. It's very important to have a good groomers, to have a good team. Hi Ritu, good to see you here. Sorry, just to intervene in that. So my viewer's question straight away comes is, how do you choose? How do you choose your authenticity of your jury? How do you choose the authenticity of your groomers? Because there are a lot of people in the industry who are grooming. There are a lot of people who are I mean, there are 10 names I can think from the nutrition, 10 names I can think from the fitness, 10 names I can think from, life coach and other things, and lifestyle coach. How do you choose as a pageant owner that these are the people I want in my jury or as my groomer?
See, you have to check out the work first. You have to check out their websites, you have to check out their previous workshops, then you choose. And then once you're associated with a certain person, you need to clarify them that, if you're asking them to take a workshop in your pageant, if you want it. So there has to be some discussion between the groomer and the organizer as well about what I want out of that workshop.
Right.
So, yeah, so that way. And yes, it is like these days, there's so many groomers, there's so many life coach, there's so many, but then you have to check out their websites, they have to check out their FB page, Insta pages, and just see that what matches your thinking. If you want a certain thing in your workshop, and if you get hold of that thing, that yes, this groomer has been doing and saying such things in the previous shop, then obviously you can add that groomer in your. And
Okay.
my team has always been the best.
Great. Good to hear that from you, because thankfully I was one of the
Okay.
members. So it's an indirect compliment I take.
And not only a direct compliment in terms of grooming, but overall support. Yes, if I say that my family has my support, you were like equally. If couple was my core, you were my backbone throughout.
Thank you, Resham. These are big words. Seriously, these are big words. I mean, I'm glad I did this chat show. But Resham, coming to the last question, though I did not have it in my list, but Ashish has mentioned one question for you. He asked you that what was your inspiration to start pageants? Then I'll go to the contest quickly, because then we have the other segment that I have at 5 o'clock with my other guest. And thank you, Varun, for being here and always giving your love and blessings to us, I'll say, to me as well. Varun
Thank
again
you,
has been
Varun
somebody
sir.
who's been always
And
around. So
yeah,
Resham, I just want to say that in 25 seconds, this chat will end because it has a 1 hour timeline, I
so
think.
I'll
So we
quickly
will,
tell you my inspiration. Like
no, we'll
Ashish.
come back because I have to ask the
Okay.
contest. So I'm going to add you again
Okay.
in next 10 seconds. And then we'll have
Fine.
a quick 2 minutes chat.
Fine. Fine. Fine.
All right.